All right, Texans fans, please excuse the Lions gear. You know we're Lions fans. We haven't sugarcoated that here. You know what we're about in this channel, and if you don't, we're Lions fans. We have another channel, Sports Talk Detroit, but we love the NFL. And Texans fans, you must be riding high off that win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, now you have a young star already getting huge praise and an award I didn't even think they were giving out already. But here it is. Your quarterback, CJ Stroud, has gotten the award for NFL Rookie of the Month. NFL Rookie of the Month. That is 3 games in, I know, but it's a big deal. If you look at this article, he was named it by the NFL, and I guess that's what happens when you throw for 906 yards, 4 touchdowns. You have a completion percentage of 64.5%, a passer rating of 98. Oh, and by the way, it doesn't say it in here, but it's and it might say it somewhere else in here, but you have somewhere around 121 pass attempts with 0 interceptions. That's how you win Rookie of the Month. That is a solid month. That is a phenomenal first 3 games. And I know the Texans are 1-2. I understand that, but coming off a huge win against what is a good Jacksonville Jaguars team and 2 other hard-fought games, I think you have to be shockingly excited if you're a Texans fan on what CJ Stroud can bring. And I'm going to tell you what makes this even more impressive. And I'm going to start with how do I want to say this? The history of Ohio State quarterbacks in the NFL, right? It's not great when you think about who their starting quarterbacks have been. Now, most people from Ohio State make it to the NFL. I get that. Starting with Troy Smith, and then how did that go for them? Terrell Pryor, how did that go for them? I mean, like, I know I'm going back a little bit. Braxton Miller he moved to wide receiver. JT Barrett, Cardell Jones. All right. Back to JT Barrett again. Dwayne Haskins. How did that go? Justin Fields. How's he playing right now? Right. But then here comes CJ Stroud. He didn't get the job done in college. He didn't win the big games, especially against my Wolverines, but he was an accurate passer. And I've talked about this often and what my comparison is, and you're going to hate it. He's a faster Jared Goff, but he's proving to be even better than that because he has the ability to throw from different arm angles, under pressure, and all that kind of stuff. So that's one thing that makes it impressive is because Ohio State quarterbacks traditionally just aren't good in the NFL. And to transfer from that system in the NFL and be so good right away in the NFL is mind-boggling to me. It's just insanity. And then I need to say this, and I understand that Nico Collins is having a great season so far through 3 games. I understand that Tank Dell is having a great season so far through 3 games. We're going to look at these numbers. I understand that Robert Woods looks like he's having a little bit of a resurgence in his career. But none of these guys, one's a rookie, and 2 of them have never produced even close to this level before or in recent memory. So let's start with the guy who is arguably having the best year. The best year. He has 15 catches. That's Nico Collins on 23 targets for 260 yards and a touchdown. He has pretty solid PFF. The last 2 years, or his first 2 years in the league, he had 446 and 481 yards. He has never produced anywhere close to this type of production. He is playing really well. I always saw the potential with him when he was at Michigan, which, by the way, that's just hilarious to me that you have Ohio State quarterback and his number 1 target is a Michigan wide receiver. I think that's great. So let's go to the next guy, Robert Woods. Robert Woods is the most established player on this team. He's 31 years old. Okay. And he has had not one, but two 1,000-yard seasons to his name in 2018 and 2019 with Jared Goff throwing to him, by the way, in a Sean McVay offense where he was playing the role that eventually would become Cooper Kupp. But the 3 years after that, 2020, 936, then 556, 527. Those have been his last couple years. He was over the hill. He wasn't any good. He's already had 165 yards. Like he's playing really well. He's going back and he's on pace for an 900 yard season. Okay. That's impressive. Then you have Tank Dell. Are you kidding me with Tank Dell right now? Like fantasy football owners everywhere wish they had this guy. 251 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15 catches on 21 targets. And here's what I'm here to tell you. These guys, these 3 receivers, I'm not bashing on them. Tank Dell's great. I think he's going to be great. I think Nico Collins has, X receiver all over him. Just a straight outside receiver. It's all good. But they look good because of the quarterback. CJ Stroud is making these guys look good. At the beginning of the year, Houston Texans fans included, I hope, none of you would say that this is a top 10 wide receiving unit in the NFL. I don't think any of you would say it was a top 15. I don't think any of you would say it was a top 25 or top 20. But I bet almost everyone would say it's a bottom 10. You have a rookie, an aged veteran, and an unproven third-year guy. Most people go into a year with that and they're like, what are we going to do? And CJ Stroud says, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to average over 300 yards. I'm not going to throw a pick. I'm not going to do any of this. I think it's unbelievable. And I think it's nuts what they're doing too. If I can be just completely honest with you, I think it's absolutely nuts what they're doing. Sure, they weren't ready in week 1 for what the Ravens were going to bring. I get that. And then you start seeing that they're letting CJ Stroud go a little bit. That negative game plan, he had to throw it a lot against the Colts. They start to let him go. By the way, Colts are 2-1. Not a bad team. Not a bad team at all. And then they go out the next week and they put it all together. They play complementary football, the offense, the defense. I'm telling you, you got the quarterback. That's the most important thing. You've got the edge rusher. That's important. You got the coach. If he is putting, that's the biggest question is you bring in a defensive coach. Can he put the quarterback in a position to succeed? And the answer is he is. He is. So here's the deal. You get the second pick, you go back, you get even more capital, you get your quarterback. Maybe it's the quarterback they wanted all along. And then you go get Will Anderson. You're stacked right there, 2 top 5 picks. When you trade up for it, you have your benchmarks. And now the team is responding, and those 2 guys look like they have very good potential to become stars in this league, and they're already getting huge praise. Life is good in Houston. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Subscribe. You know the drill. Comment, like the video. Would appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.